I have Shazzy B with me here in studio here to talk about her musical journey, where she started, how she started, what inspires her music. She's a singer-songwriter and she's also a rapper who's participated in so many cyphers. She's here with me looking very, very gorgeous. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm very fine.
Karibu sana kwenye show.
Thank you so much.
Unafilaje?
I feel good.
You feel good?
Quite good. Yeah. Yeah.
Who is Shazzy B?
Shazzy B is, as you've said, a songwriter, a musician, but I've focused much more on rapping. Yeah, I feel like there's an opportunity for female MCs to just make it out in this industry, and that's why I'm here. Yeah.
Aside from being a singer-songwriter and a rapper, what do you do when you're not making music, when you're not being a creative?
Generally, my whole life just moves around being an artist. So if I'm not writing any songs, doing any music, I usually draw. I love drawing graffiti type of shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I usually do it as a side hustle. I usually sell t-shirts, drawing graffitis and that type of shit. And I feel like, yeah, I just want to revolve around being a whole musician, as a whole package. Yeah.
Interesting. Where did your journey start?
I started way back 2018. I remember it was one of those days when you're just out there with your homies and you're like, we should just head to the studio. So I didn't think it should be quite my thing, but when I started off, I decided to focus on doing it like a whole career. So they recorded a few tracks, and then this producer just said, can you just hop on this one? So I just put my vocals in it, and he asked me, why haven't you ever recorded a music yet you have a good voice? So I was like, I didn't even know I could sing in the first place.
You've also just discovered you could sing.
So I didn't even know I could do this thing in the first place. So, you know, once you stay with someone and they're doing something, or a group of people and they're doing something, you end up doing the same thing. So I just started off writing music, and then I started writing my lyrics, and then I just became a rapper. And that's how it just started. But in the middle of that, I just stopped for a bit because, you know, we're in a society where you have to focus on getting a career other than music, because people don't see music as a career in any way, in any sort of way. So I just decided, let me first of all focus on studies. If it's getting a degree or getting a diploma or getting anything, let me just do that and then do music as part of my life, because it's something I never wanted to give up on, even though it's not gonna be like a career that pays me that much. But I just decided, let me put them together and see how it's gonna
work together. I was reading somewhere that you were part of a crew in Gong.
Yeah.
Maybe take us through that, whereby you used to participate in cyphers and creating music.
So I started off when I was with this, I went to the studio with a couple of homies. The couple of homies I'm talking about was the crew. So it's like when you walk around, I was just going to see a friend. Then I met this group of people and they were like, we are heading to the studio. So when I went with my homie there and they recorded, that's when we formed the crew. It was called Gongliho. They had already formed their own name in that type of shape. But when they realized I could do something legit, that's when I started off. We recorded a few tracks. I remember there's this one song, they actually didn't shoot a video. It was called 111, My Hometown. So it's just speaking about 111 and everything about 111 and how amazing it is. So I got to participate in that. Then afterwards, I can't say my music journey was like the way people wake up and then they write albums, EPs, release a couple of songs. No, me, it was just being called on cyphers. So I kind of felt like I was so good in this game, in this type of shit. I didn't even know how to like write a whole full song and then put a chorus in there and just make it a whole full song. So it was like, you come, deliver your bars, and just
That's it.
that's it.
The ciphers.
Yeah.
Let's look at the ciphers. How was it when you participated in your first cipher?
It was amazing. Like, okay, I can't say I was the only dope female MC in that room, but it felt good to be appreciated when you just walk in that room and then you're in the booth and then you record something legit and people are like, wow. You know, the feeling of achievement. I just felt like I've achieved something in life. Yeah.
Earlier on, I was having a conversation on sexual harassment by staff in the workplace. The ciphers is your workspace, right?
Yeah.
Have you experienced any form of sexual harassment? We know ciphers.
Yeah.
Ciphers are a male-dominated space. Yes. Have you experienced any sort of harassment, intimidation?
Well, I've had that topic quite a lot, and I'll generally speak about me because I don't know anyone else.
Yes.
Exactly. So me, it's only one time that it ever happened to me. I was supposed to go on a recording session, but it didn't turn out to be a recording session. It turned out to be something else, which I didn't want to be part of it. So I just decided, like, if this is how it's gonna be, then I'd rather just go home. So
Interesting how my previous guest just narrated this same scenario.
Yeah. So a lot of people out there expect you to just bend low to their interest when you don't want to do that because they feel like they are helping you so much. Like, if it's not for them, you won't go anywhere. So I think most women out there just go through the same kind of shit, but they don't have a voice. Some are embarrassed to speak about it openly because they feel people out there will say, so and so went through this, so and so. So people will not definitely just come out and speak about it. But it does happen. I've heard other people's stories, and I'm like, damn, maybe I must be lucky because it was just one time. Yeah.
What's the one thing you're so proud of yourself for?
I work so hard. I really work so hard. I know that people out there, some people get lucky. Some people, even though it's not the hard work, they also get lucky. But I believe in what I do. So if what I'm doing is amazing, then I feel like that's a sense of achievement. Yeah.
As we are about to wind up, what are some of the challenges you've faced so far, other than now the sexual harassment aspect?
Well, even the sexual harassment is nothing. Let me just talk about the music industry in person. Like, this thing is not fair at all. You know, I feel like if there are female MCs out there or people who are just aspiring to do music or just go far with their talent, they should definitely not give up because there are not so many opportunities. And if you get an opportunity, don't let it slide. We usually used to go for performances. You're called out and you're not even paid. So you just go home like, yay, I just performed.
But at least I got exposure and a platform.
Exactly. So people are like, you're into this shit and it's not paying you, so why are you even doing it in the first place? You know, people expect you when you're doing something, it should pay you. Like, no one expects you to just go out there and do something and it doesn't give you money at the end of it all. Yeah. So I feel it's a challenge for artists out there. People do not recognize artists. They don't even think artists are anything at all. So even if they call you for a show, for a gig or anything, it's only those artists that are well known out there. So like, this one should get this and this. You artists that are upcoming, you just come and perform. We'll appreciate it. So yeah. So it's not usually a free and fair platform for all of us.
Wow,
yeah.
That is sad. You are releasing your EP in roughly a week's time?
Yeah, yeah. I believe since I started off and I've been doing ciphers, it was high time for me to release my own songs, like form a whole EP. So maybe I'm gonna release it soon on YouTube, and I hope people will listen to it. Like, they will see a voice in me, because I'm speaking about people out there. I'm speaking about what people are going through out there. So if at all someone will relate with what I'm singing about or what I'm rapping about, then I'll definitely appreciate it.
Wow. So maybe your social media platforms, and before maybe you sing for us something. You're a rapper. Tupatie kitu kidogo.
Yeah, I thought of that too. Yeah, so my handles are Boss Lady Shazzy B in Instagram. You can also find me as Boss Lady Shazzy B. It's just Boss Lady Shazzy B everywhere. Yeah.
Including YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for your time. We wish you nothing but the very best in your oncoming endeavors. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And right before we get into a cipher, thank you so much for joining us. We've come to the end of the show for today. Thank you so much for sending in your feedback. The conversation obviously should continue. Our social media platforms are at KUTV Kenya on Facebook, KUTV Kenya on Instagram, and at KUTV_Kenya on Twitter. I will see you tomorrow evening for Beyond Limits at 8:30 p.m. right here. Thank you so much for keeping it KUTV. Have yourself a wonderful day. Stay safe. Stay safe. I love you all. See you next week, same time.